Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Podcast Show. My name is Tom, and today I would like to share something very important and new with you. Very often when we learn English, we hear the same type of advice again and again. People usually say, practice shadowing every day. Speak out loud as much as possible. Of course, these are useful methods and they really help, but today I want to give you something different. I am going to show you 7 new habits that can help you to become much more fluent in speaking English. These habits are not complicated. They are powerful, they are practical, and they are easy to use. You can practice them at home. You can repeat them every day. And step by step, they will guide you towards speaking English more naturally and with more confidence. So let us begin together. Habit number 1, micro-retelling. The first habit is called micro-retelling. At first, this may sound like a big and difficult word, but do not worry. I will explain it clearly and step by step. The word micro means small. The word retelling means to tell something again. So micro-retelling simply means telling a short story again in your own words. When you practice this, you do not need to speak for a very long time. You also do not need to use advanced or complicated grammar. You just need to take a simple story and retell it in your own English, with your own simple sentences. Here is how you can do it. Step 1. Watch or listen. Choose something short in English. For example, you could watch a very short video, a small part of a movie, a short clip from a podcast, a cartoon, or even a short news report. The important thing is that it should be short, around 1 or 2 minutes long. That is enough for this exercise. You can easily find short videos on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Now, watch carefully. Listen to the words. Pay attention to the actions. Try to understand the main idea of what is happening. Do not worry if you do not understand every single word. That is completely normal. What matters is that you understand the basic story. Step 2. Retell the story. After watching it, close the video. Stop looking at the screen. Now try to retell the story in your own words. You do not need to remember every detail. You do not need to copy the exact words from the video. Just explain what happened in a simple way. You can use very short sentences. Just 2 or 3 sentences are enough. For example, imagine that you watch a short video where a cat is walking. The cat sees a box. The cat jumps into the box and looks very happy. Now, close the video and say, the cat saw a box, it jumped inside the box. It looked happy, that is all. You just did micro-retelling. This small exercise has a very big effect. It helps your brain remember new words and structures. It gives you practice in speaking English with real situations. It also builds your confidence because you see that you can describe things in English, even in a simple way. Finally, it trains your mind to speak more quickly and more naturally. The most important thing is that you are not just listening passively. You are using the language actively, and that is how fluency grows. You can do this with podcasts, with short scenes from movies, or with short clips from the news. You can even try to use the same words that you heard in the video. It only takes 5 minutes of your time, but the results grow stronger the more you repeat this habit. Habit number 2, ready responses. Now let us continue with habit number 2. This one is called ready responses. What does this mean? It means that you prepare your answers before the situation happens. You do not wait until the moment comes and then freeze because you do not know what to say. Instead, you get ready in advance. Imagine this. Sometimes another person speaks to you. They ask you a simple question, or maybe they give you a compliment. At that moment, many learners feel nervous. Their brain suddenly thinks, oh no, what do I say now? That is completely normal. It happens to almost every learner. But there is a solution. You can prepare your answers in advance. When you have these answers ready in your mind, you will feel more confident and you will be able to respond quickly and naturally. A ready response is a short, natural, everyday sentence. It is not long, it is not complicated. It is simply a polite and useful response that you can use again and again in real life. You can practice it many times until it feels natural, and then you can use it without stress. For example, imagine that someone gives you a compliment. They say something nice about you, such as, "You look very nice today." How can you answer? Here are three examples of ready responses. Thank you very much. That is so kind of you. Oh, thank you. You made my day. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Or really, I appreciate it. Truly, I appreciate it. It is simple, right? As easy as that. Okay. Now, you may ask, why is this considered a habit? It is because when you practice these small and simple responses every single day, they remain in your brain. You do not need to stop and think carefully. You just say them naturally. They become automatic. And when your answers are already prepared in your mind, you feel much more confident. You feel less nervous, and you begin to speak in a way that sounds natural and fluent. If you do this practice every day, these expressions and responses will become part of your daily habits. All right. Let us look at another situation. Imagine someone asks you, how was your weekend? What can you answer in a natural and easy way? Here are some ready responses. It was good, thank you. I just relaxed at home. It was good, thank you. I stayed at home and rested. Pretty quiet. I watched some movies. It was nice, actually. I went to the park. Do you see? It is as easy and simple as that. Now, let me explain how you can build this habit. Choose one simple situation every day. For example, when someone asks you about your weekend. Think of 2 or 3 natural answers that you could use. If you cannot find natural answers by yourself, you can ask tools like ChatGPT to give you examples. Then speak these answers out loud. Repeat them again tomorrow. Finally, try to use them in a real situation, or at least imagine yourself using them in your head. Just 5 minutes of this practice every day, and over time, you will have many ready responses for many different situations. To help you get started, I am going to give you some examples of situations. When someone gives you a compliment, which means they say something nice about you. When someone asks you, how are you? When you arrive late for a meeting or an appointment. Okay, now let us continue to habit number 3. It is called 2-minute reactions. Now, what does that mean? It means you watch something or you listen to something, and then you react to it. You speak your thoughts for 2 minutes. Yes, just 2 minutes, that is all. This habit helps you practice real speaking. You are not only repeating or retelling a story, you are thinking directly in English. You are speaking your own ideas. This is powerful because in real life, this is exactly what we do. People ask, what do you think? Do you like it? Would you do that? And you need to give an answer. This habit prepares you for that. Let me show you how to do this habit. Step 1. Watch or listen to something small. Every day, choose one small thing in English. It could be a short video, a picture, a podcast clip, or even a single quote. Just something small. 1 minute is enough. Watch or listen carefully, then stop. Step 2. Say what you think. Speak for 2 minutes. Not reading, not writing, only speaking freely. You can talk about what you saw, what you liked, what you did not like, what it reminded you of, or what you would do in the situation. Do not worry about making mistakes, just speak. Here is an example. Let us say you watch a video. A dog is playing in the snow. The dog runs, it jumps, it rolls around. Now you react. You could say, "That was so cute." I love dogs. They are always happy. This dog looks so excited in the snow. I do not have a dog, but I want one someday. Maybe I will take my friend's dog for a walk this weekend. That is a natural 2-minute reaction. This example was a little shorter than 2 minutes, but it shows how you can begin. The point is to speak your real feelings and your real thoughts. Here is another example. You see this English quote, "Be kind. Everyone is fighting a hard battle." Now stop and say what you think. You could say something like, "That quote is deep. It is very meaningful. It means we do not know the problems that other people are facing in their lives, so we should be kind." I believe this is true. Sometimes I feel bad and nobody knows it. So this quote reminds me to try to be nicer to others. That is it, a short response. Not exactly 2 minutes, but it is a good start. The most important part is that you are using your own voice and your own words. This habit builds fluency, confidence, speed, and real-life speaking skills. You will learn to think in English, you will learn to connect ideas, and you will learn to express real feelings. That is real English, and it is powerful. All right, let us continue to habit number 4. It is called your phrase bank. This habit is simple and it is fun. It will make your speaking much easier. Let me explain. A bank is a place where you keep money, correct? You put your money there so that you can use it later when you need it. A phrase bank is exactly the same idea, but instead of money, you put English phrases in it. You collect useful phrases, you save them, you practice them, and later you use them when you need them. Your phrase bank becomes your English toolbox, because when we speak English, we do not always have time to think. We want to speak quickly, fluently, and naturally. If you already have useful phrases ready, you can speak with much more confidence. You do not need to build every sentence word by word. You just use a phrase you already know. This is what I explained in another video on my channel English Podcast Show about the chunket method. That is the real secret of fluency. Now, here is how to create your phrase bank. Step 1. Listen and notice every day. Listen to English podcasts, videos, conversations, anything you enjoy. When you hear a phrase that sounds useful, stop and say, "That is a good one. I want that phrase in my bank." Step 2. Write it down. Write the phrase in your notebook or in your phone. Create a special section called My Phrase Bank. For example, you hear someone say, "It is not a big deal." You like that phrase. Write it down. Phrase, "It is not a big deal," meaning it is not a problem. It is okay. Example, a person says, "Sorry I am late." The other person answers, "It is not a big deal." See, it is simple. Step 3, say the phrase. Repeat it. Feel it in your mouth. Say it with me right now. It is not a big deal. Good. Again. It is not a big deal. One more time. It is not a big deal. Excellent. Step 4. Try to use this phrase in real life. You can say it to yourself. You can use it in a WhatsApp message. You can say it when talking to a friend. You can even use it in your 2-minute reactions. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes in your brain. Now, you may ask, how many phrases do I need? The answer is simple. You do not need 1,000 phrases. You just need one phrase every day. In 1 month, you will have 30 great phrases. In 1 year, you will have more than 300 phrases. That is enough to have real, natural conversations in English. Remember, you do not need more words. You need better words, words that you can actually use. All right, let us continue, my friend. We are now at habit number 5. It is called fluency loops. This is one of my favorite habits because it helps you think faster, speak more clearly, and use English in more flexible ways. So, what is a fluency loop? A fluency loop is when you say the same idea but in different ways. You repeat the message, but you change the words. You add new details. You use different grammar. You go around the same topic again and again like a loop. Each time you become a little better. Each time you sound more fluent. Many English learners usually speak in short and simple sentences such as, I stayed home. I watched a movie. I ate dinner. That is where fluency loops can really help you. They train your brain to express the same idea in several different ways. This is what we call flexibility, and flexibility is one of the most important keys to fluency. It is very important if you want to become truly fluent in English. Here is how you can build this habit every single day. Step 1. Choose a very small and simple topic. Pick something easy that you can talk about without stress. For example, what you did yesterday, what you ate for lunch, or what you think about the weather. Let us choose the topic yesterday. Step 2. Say it in the simplest way possible. For example, I stayed home. I was tired. I watched a movie. This is your first version. It is good. It is simple. It is very clear. Step 3. Say it again, but this time add more words. Now, we say the same idea again, but we add more detail and make it a little richer. We use more interesting vocabulary. For example, I did not go out yesterday. I felt a little bit tired, so I stayed at home and watched a movie on Netflix. That is much more natural, right? Step 4. Say it again, but this time add your feelings or your opinion. It is the same idea, but now we include emotion and personality. For example, I really needed a quiet day. I stayed home and watched a film. Honestly, it felt very good to rest. Now your English becomes alive. It is no longer only words. It becomes your personal story. And that is exactly what a fluency loop is. You take one simple idea and you say it in 3 different ways: simple, detailed, and emotional. Now you may ask yourself, why does this build fluency? Because fluent speakers naturally do this every day. We do not explain things only once in a single way. We repeat, we expand, we change words, we experiment with language. And you can do this too. Fluency loops give you confidence, flexibility, and real control of your English. All right, now let us look at habit number 6. It is called copy 10 seconds of a movie. This habit is very fun, very creative, and it helps you sound more natural when you speak English. Let us take it step by step. In this habit, you watch only 10 seconds of a movie, or a TV show, or even a short video. Then you copy exactly what you hear. You copy the words, the voice, the rhythm, the pauses, and even the emotion. You actually become the speaker just like an actor. It is not only speaking, it is performing English. Because when you speak in real life, you do not only use words, you also use tone, emotion, speed, and rhythm. This habit trains your mouth, it trains your ears, and it also trains your brain. Now here comes the final habit. It is called What Would I Say? This habit is very simple, but it is also very powerful. It helps you speak faster, more naturally, and with much less fear. Let us see how it works. This habit is all about using your imagination. You imagine a real life situation and then you ask yourself, if this situation happened, what would I say? You think about real moments from your daily life. You practice real English before you actually need it. This is mental practice. It helps your brain prepare for the real conversation. So when the real moment comes, you feel ready and more confident. Sometimes when we speak English, we feel surprised. We do not know what to say, we feel nervous or stuck. But if you practice before the moment, you will feel relaxed. You already know what to say because you practiced it in your mind. This is the way athletes train. This is how public speakers prepare. And this is also how you can train your English. Now let us break it down. Think of a situation. You can choose any real situation, big or small. For example, you are at a cafe, you are shopping, you meet an old friend, you call someone on the phone, you go to the doctor. Pick one and make it real in your imagination. Ask yourself, what would I say? Now imagine the moment. Imagine the other person speaks to you. What do you say? Start speaking out loud. Speak as if you are really there. For example, imagine you are in a cafe and you want to order a drink. You ask yourself, what would I say? You can say, hello, can I get a coffee, please? Or, hello, I would like a small cappuccino, please. Or, hi there, one black coffee to go, please. Great. Now you are ready. The next time you go to a cafe, your brain already knows what to do. Well, my friend, today you have done something very important. You did not just listen. You imagined, you practiced, and you learned. And now you know 7 powerful habits that will help you improve your fluency. Always remember, just 10 to 15 minutes of practice every single day can completely change your English. Because fluency is not magic. It is not a special talent. It is a habit. And you are building this habit step by step. So keep going, keep learning, keep speaking, and as always, keep believing in yourself. You are doing great.